What's good, YouTube? It's your boy P Money. So the Blazers do it once again, stymieing the Memphis Grizzlies in a 116-96 beatdown. You know what I'm saying? This was a beautiful performance after such a lackluster performance that it makes you feel like this team, when they're locked in, is very tough to beat. The ball movement, the player movement, beautiful. That pick and roll with Dame and Nurk was on display. The pick and roll in general was on display. But in the first quarter, which was the Grizzlies' best quarter, they played very well behind Baines, who goes for 3 threes to lead the way with 9 points. And also, their offensive rebounding was on display with Steven Adams getting 3 himself. And that actually helped them to be up 3, 27-24. So they were really getting a lot of extra looks with those. And that pretty much was allowing them to control the game, really. The Blazers started out playing with great intensity. In the first quarter, holding Ja Morant 0 for 2. A couple of people were on him in that quarter. But to get the offense going, it was from Anthony Simons coming off the bench, looking good and smooth, hitting 2 threes. Dame gets his first 3 of the game, and ends up chipping in 5 points. Simons was leading the way with 8 points, while CJ also chipped in 5 points. Also, the fast break that the Blazers got handled in last game, they actually ended up tying after 5-5. But in the second quarter, that was probably, in my opinion, the Grizzlies' best quarter as a whole. Bane continued his hot shooting, hitting another 3, and then also a nice little mid-range jumper. Ja ends up getting 2 wide open 3s and makes them due to 2 defensive assignments that were missed by the Blazers. Tyus Jones also chips in, and he goes for 8 points, including 2 threes. The Grizzlies are really sharing the ball well, getting 19 assists in that first half, while also having a +9 rebound and +6 offensive rebound. And that ended up giving them the lead of 6, while Dame and CJ were kind of struggling shooting. Simons pretty much kept these guys in the game, you know what I'm saying? He hit 2 threes while also making great reads and playing some great defense. He ended up finishing the half with 14 points. Nas had some great defensive sets against Ja, making life very tough for him all night whenever he was matched up against him. The Blazers' interior defense in that second quarter was on full display, playing very tough, having active hands, having that aggressive in-your-face defense. But the offensive rebounding was the biggest concern, and that's what pretty much gave the Grizz the lead after 2, 57-51. But in the third quarter, it's a way different story. The Grizz can't stop anything, and they also go cold at the same time. Baines has 19, but he ends up leaving the game after receiving an elbow to the face. Obviously, after this third quarter, like when he was out, it was over pretty much. Because, like I said, they couldn't stop anything, and they couldn't do anything, You know what I'm saying? I do believe Ja Morant did put up 10 in that quarter to finish up with 16. Looking like he was about to put in a triple-double with 16 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds to try to match Dame's offensive output. But not really much else helped, you know, from his teammates. And the defensive lapses ended up making them give up 36 points in that quarter. And also, JJJ had 4 fouls, and I think at that time he was only playing maybe 13 minutes or so. So he was foul happy tonight, and it really hurt them because the Blazers had it definitely going in the third quarter, starting off hot with a 7-2 run, getting right back into the game, and that was pretty much led by Nurk and the pick and roll. And the Blazers made some adjustments in this game, and they continued to use that pick and roll, and it was definitely on display. Once the Grizzlies came back a little bit, the Blazers ended up going on another 10-0 run, and it was basically led by an inside-out attack that had great success. The shots were falling from 3 all night. And when they play like this, the Blazers offense is definitely scary. And continued his hot shooting, but Dame came alive, hitting 3 threes and scoring 11 in that quarter. The Blazers defense holds the Grizzlies to only 20 points while also taking a 10-point lead into the fourth quarter at 87-77. In the fourth quarter, the Grizzlies only are able to muster up 19 points and pretty much pack it in. Bane ends up coming back on the bench, and looked like he could play if the game was actually close, but obviously with them down, they didn't want to bring him back. JJJ ends up only playing 18 minutes, going 3 of 13 from the field, including 1 of 7 from 3. Ja Morant really got sloppy with it in that second half, and that was due to the Blazers defense, and he ended up finishing with 17 points with 9 turnovers, 10 assists. I think he had 9 rebounds as well. Steven Adams didn't do anything, and that was the problem I felt the Grizzlies would have this season, with giving up Valanciunas for a guy like Steven Adams, who's not that great offensively. As you can see in this game, he went 4 points, 2 of 8 from the field, 7 rebounds, and had 4 fouls in 17 minutes of work. So he was definitely ineffective. In the fourth quarter, the Blazers just destroy everything that the Grizzlies are trying to do on the defensive end, defending the paint very well, and also being tough to stop, especially Nurk and Zeller on the pick and roll. They both just kept picking the Grizzlies apart. When they would try to, go, they would end up giving the ball away, making the right read, or taking it themselves and either getting fouled or finishing. You know what I'm saying? And that was both Zeller and Nurk all night. It was great to see. And ends up finishing with 5 threes for 17 points. Helped space the floor a lot, especially for Dame and CJ. They ended up getting a lot of open looks and starting to knock them down, especially in that the second half. The defense ended up with causing 21 turnovers, with 11 of those being steals. The interior defense was beautiful, just having those active hands all night. It was just beautiful to watch. Nurk, no turnovers, had 3 steals, 17 points, 8 rebounds, and a block. Dennis Smith Jr. actually played 18 minutes tonight and was very effective in my opinion. had 5 points, including 1 3-pointer, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and a block, with a plus-minus of 8. So it was just a total team effort tonight. Beautiful, beautiful basketball from the Blazers. And this is what happens when these guys play the correct way on both ends of the floor. They held the Grizzlies to only 96 points, 39 points in the second half. Yeah, you can chalk that up a little bit to them missing shots, but the defensive intensity that the Blazers played with tonight really put everyone on the defensive, really, you know. Ja was trying, but he just couldn't find the lanes to be able to do his thing, you know what I'm saying? And that's why he ended up only getting 1 point. And I believe that was off a free throw, you know, in that fourth quarter. So, all in all, excellent performance from the Blazers tonight, man. This is what you want to see. You want to see this type of consistency with every team, you know? And we end up getting the Clippers again, who ended up just losing to the Cavaliers and only ended up putting up 79 points. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely looking forward to that game. But this is your boy P Money. Tell me what you guys think, and I'm off this.